Good evening, YouTube. My name's Rob Pollard. This is a quick video to show you Doom 3 BFG edition in virtual reality. Some enterprising people have opened up the source code, which is open source, and have patched in some VR functionality. There's still a long way to go. They're still patching it very regularly, but the game is completely playable like this. Now, one of the advantages that I like about playing this in VR is, well, apart from being there, it is your hands have, well, you have a left and the right hand, which can be pointed independently of each other. So my left hand have the torch, the right hand the weapon. On top of which, your head is independently tracked as well, so you can look in a completely different direction from where you're pointing your two sets of tools. That's something you can't do on the 2D game. Now, this particular game scared the shit out of me when I played it when it first came out. Although in those days you couldn't hold a torch and a weapon at the same time, you basically had a choice, whereas now you can have both. In VR though, completely different experience. It's a lot more scarier. The number of times that I jumped or made loud noises, which hopefully the neighbours pick up on, I guess is a testament to just how scary this game is. And given that I have played it before, I'm amazed that jumps still get me. Now, in the bottom right of this video is footage from my camera, just to show what I'm doing in the real world. I've tried to synchronise the two as much as possible. It's quite difficult to do, but anybody who's used a Vive will be able to vouch that the tracking is immediate and super accurate. So you might perceive what looks like lag on the video, but it isn't laggy at all. It tracks perfectly. Now, Doom 3 in VR uses a form of locomotion where you effectively use one of the pads on one of the controllers to push yourself forward or strafe left to right or move back. Now, this is the kind of movement system I've advocated for VR for a long time, even though a lot of perhaps the bigger publishers are chickening out from it. Now, it has to be said, you either need to be immune to motion sickness like me, or alternatively you need to grow your VR legs in order to use this type of movement. But I've been reliably informed that if you spend 5-10 minutes in VR every day with this kind of movement, you do eventually get immunised to motion sickness. But this kind of movement's far better than teleportation because you never lose immersion, you are fully in the environment. And in the case of this Vive version, it's a combination of two types of movement. You've got the artificial movement for moving large distances, but it's also tracking me in the real world, so I could do things like kneel down to crawl through low spaces, or I can peer around corners, or even move around within the small confines of my room. And that gives you a few advantages, because it means you can peer around things which you wouldn't be able to do in the 2D game. Now, it has to be said, I'm still getting the hang of the controls. They're quite sensitive, but I'm sure I will pick them up eventually. Now, I know that Bethesda are working on Fallout 4 VR and the latest Doom in VR. And I know from what I've seen on the news so far, they have been using teleportation movements, which is great if you suffer from motion sickness, but it does take you out of the game. So I really hope that Bethesda watches either this video or at least looks up what the community is saying about Doom 3 and adopts this type of motion locomotion as well, because you don't get pulled out of the world by artificial teleportation. Now, in terms of getting this to work, I'll put the links below on the video. but you'll need to buy the Steam version of, well, not necessarily the Steam version, you need to buy Doom, the BFG edition. Now I had the original Doom 3, but unfortunately that won't work with this. You need the BFG edition of Doom 3, so I had to rebuy it again, but it's going very cheap these days. And all you need to do is go to the website that I put a link to at the bottom of this video, download the zip file, unzip it into your Doom directory, create a new shortcut, and away you go. It's that easy. Nothing technical to set up whatsoever. And like I say, it makes a huge difference being in the Doom environment, because every noise triggers a response. And you're continually looking around you, worried where the next attack is going to come from. Anyway, I'll leave the well, I'll stop my commentary now, but I'll leave the video playing so you can watch the how it plays basically in VR. And considering the game was never designed for VR in the first place, I think it plays remarkably well, and I'm hoping that many more titles get converted to allow people to play them in VR, because for me this is now one of the best Vive games you can get, even though it was never designed for VR. So it's a credit to all the open source people that worked on that source code to enable virtual reality. Anyway, I'll leave you with video footage of the game. Enjoy the footage. Bye.
This is Sergeant Kelly. Fall back to Marine HQ and await further orders. All remaining Marine units, this is Sergeant Kelly. I am unable to reach Mars City from my current position. Move to Marine HQ to regroup and await further orders.
Hey, you! Up here, quickly! I thought I was the only one still alive. I can't believe I found you. Something happened. I don't know what. It was like a shockwave. It passed through the entire base. It started changing. It was crazy. I was working up here on the vent shafts. I don't know how I survived. Go for help. Please. No way! I'm staying up here. It's the only safe place. Be careful. I don't know what's in there.